NextWaveDV presents NAB 2013. Made possible by Zeiss, we make it visible. Kessler Crane, innovative tools for filmmakers. Red Rock Micro, introducing the one-man crew.
Hey guys, we're wrapping up from another year of NAB coverage. It's a little bittersweet to have to be heading out, but we had a lot of fun, and we just want to show you a little bit of some of the gear that we used. We had a lot of stuff that made this year's NAB coverage even better than anything before, and we just want to show you that a little bit. Here we have our bag that Sean wore most of the time. This is from Tenba, and you'll actually see a full review on it soon. It's a great bag, unique design in the fact that you kind of open up the back of it, and that's where you get out your camera gear. So this makes it so that people no one can, like, you know, come up behind you and rip open your camera bag or anything like that. It keeps it a lot more secure. Lots of compartments, and again, we'll do a full review on this later on. But we used the FS700, and right here we have this new cage system from Lettuce. They actually, we were on the floor, they asked us to try it out because we were one of the few people that had an FS700. And this is a prototype. There's going to be a lot of changes to it, but we were able to give them some feedback. It's a real nice design. We're looking forward to seeing the final version soon. But we use the FS700 with the kit lens, and this is a variable aperture lens, so it's a f3.5 to 6.3. But when we stop down to 6.3, it basically becomes a constant aperture lens. And because this camera has an amazing low light sensitivity, we were able to shoot on a regular basis of ISO 1600, ISO 3200, and I'm sure you guys didn't see hardly any grain, if at all. And that's one of the nice things about this. We could shoot closed down, be able to zoom in and out when we needed to, and still be able to get a great looking image.
And to cover the mic setup, obviously you can see we had the shotgun on here. We had that as a safety, and you see we have a wireless receiver here. That was we switched to about midway through the show. We actually plugged in we were going directly into the port with the wire, and we decided to try out wireless just to see. You know, there's so much RF going on. You never know if you get interference, so it's always good to have the backup of the wire. Yeah, NAB being the gear fest that it is, it's got a lot of frequencies being thrown around. Here's the audio section of the bag, and Rode sent us this Rode Reporter mic. One of the nice things about this versus the mic that we've used in the past is this is an omnidirectional mic. So this freed me up to not have to shove the mic down the throat of a person. I could give it a little breathing room so they could move around. Being omnidirectional, I could even kind of keep it at equidistance between the two of us. It's got pretty flat response and pretty good fall off too. Yeah, so. Very, very nice microphone. This is their flag system that comes with it, and of course we were able to get our label on there, so nice for branding purposes. And most flags are kind of below the mic. This being above it allowed us to be able to keep that brand in the image, so it's just nice as a thing for us to have, and I do like the design now that I've used it for a while. So we did go wireless with this setup as well. Yeah, show the adapter that we have. This is just basically the traditional lavalier microphone would plug in here and then clip onto your shirt. This is just a standard XLR cable to that 1/8 inch jack that plugs in here, and then I would wear it on myself, and this would free us up. So yeah, we got that in case we needed to do any wireless booming too for any other shots when we're in production. Right. For most of the stuff, we operate off a monopod. This is a Manfrotto 561 BDV, and it works very well. We have a few quirks with it on occasions. The feet has a tendency to stick in. Yeah, if you listen very carefully in some of our videos, you might hear a little creaking. Yeah, so we gotta try and fix that. I've heard other various ways to fix that, but it's really nice to have the monopod. It keeps us moving fast and keeps the camera stable, it's got a great especially when you're doing a long shot, and handheld can get really tiring after a while. And then there are certain scenarios where it got really dark and we had to do some lighting. Fortunately, again, the camera case was... Just a real quick note, we kept our laptop in here too. Yep, laptop. Nice. So when we were uploading footage, we did most of our uploads at the convention center because they had really great upload speed. And they have a great room for press. They really care about press there, which is great. So we were able to have our laptop with us, the smaller one, and be able to bring that with and do the uploads on the mornings after we would edit all night.
This is our 508 LED. We actually used to sell these at Next Lights until Light Panels did their whole transition. So
there's a battery in here if you want to plug it in.
I don't even know if you guys can get these online anymore due to the whole
Light Panels lawsuit.
LED lawsuit thing. But this was great. It was a bicolor LED. So in scenarios where, like by Sony, it was more of a blue light, we were able to dial in more to the blue, and then you know, in areas where it was more tungsten, we could dial that in as well.
Or mix.
Or mix it, exactly. And then variable brightness. So this is really handy for doing interviews, being very quick.
Yep, and we were able to fit the stand right in here too.
Right.
It's really cool, man.
I love these stands because the legs actually fold up on themselves, and so you just basically pull it out like this. It comes around, and then you just tighten that up, and then you extend the legs out. So very, very portable. You can see we just literally stuck it in the side here, and it was always with us. And this was great because on camera lights, if Sean's moving around, it's hard to get the angle that you want exactly. Plus, it's always better to have the light off camera because then you can position exactly where you want it. So this is a much better solution, and we're still able to be fast for people that don't have a lot of free time to be talking with us. So, all right, so then we have our zip shot. We showed this to you guys in our ultra portable video kit video. You can check that out. This is really handy with our NEX7 when we needed to have a secondary shot, which we used during our interviews at the Red Rock booth. We also used their new parabolic slider, the One Man Crew. Really slick. We're looking forward to getting that in for a full review. But we were able to do some really fun stuff with that, get some nice interviews, and be able to be up and running fast. You know, we're running around the floor trying to get all these interviews, and then Red Rock asked us if we would do some interviews at their booth. We were really excited to be able to do this, especially with some of the people that we got, but we had to be going very quickly. We didn't have time to set up this, but we still want to have it look really nice. So by having that 3-camera shoot, and Sean could literally manage all of them by himself, that was really slick. And we'll talk more about that in another video, and we're looking forward to doing a full review on that. But definitely, that is a great product to have. I'll show you this real quick, our Pelican SD card case. If you do a lot of SD cards, you can lay them out on here. Usually this is filled up, but we have them in cameras and stuff. This is just great to keep your cards safe, because you know, everything at the end of the day is in the cards. So until you back it up, you need to keep them safe. Our editing stations, we just had 2 PCs. You can see we're still rendering out some of the footage. We're still got more episodes to be uploading soon. But we had 2 PC systems using Premiere CS6, which is just amazing. Every time they come out with a new version, it speeds up workflows, and it just creates a much easier process for us to be able to edit and upload. There were a couple little tricks that Sean came up with, which I'll let him explain real quick.
All right, well, we got a few tips that help us edit really quick, especially with Tony. I do the audio mastering. With Tony's editing, he doesn't trust his ears as much as mine, so I just set up, I'll run through a quick kind of what we do with audio. Since we're using the same mic and pretty much the same levels, it's pretty easy. If we take a look at the audio mixer here, I don't know if you've ever seen this before, but if you're not new to this, you know what this looks like. There's this little toggle up here. You can do effects, but you can do effects per track instead of doing it per clip. Like if we look down here, you know, where you take the effects and you add it to each clip. This does it for the whole track. So you dedicate a track for like for the vocal, and we did a fill left and an EQ. Like if you double click on that, you can have access to that. Just took the mids down a little bit to clean it up so it's not so muddy. And we use multi-band compressor, and this is where that comes in. I just did pretty rudimentary, using pretty much the I'm not going to go into detail about it, but the multi-band compressor basically just levels out brings up the stuff that's the low volume and brings down the stuff that's high volume, kind of starts to even it out a little bit, and so we get a nice level. The other tip that I can give you too is that for our intros and also for all of the lower thirds, we just kept those in spots. So what we could do is we could create one sequence and then continually copy that sequence, so all the audio settings stayed on the track, and then we have all our intros. So as an example, we have a Red Rock intro where that's the first one. We can go into our intros folder here, grab a different intro if we wanted to, drag that over, and just hold down Alt, and it replaces it using the exact same trim settings, all the effects, everything. Same thing with creating creating lower thirds with the names. We would just duplicate a name, put it in there, and then just alt drag it, and bam, all of our fade-ins and everything stay the same. So it's a really quick process.
And it allowed us to keep moving fast and also swap out each interview or intro so that the sponsors had even rotations for that. So
right. And just really quick note, we keep this running pretty light. Tony's using a beefier computer. Mine's just a simple laptop that has an i5 or i3, and Premiere works well with that. And we use dock that for extra backup between the two computers. This is just a Rosewell dock. I got 1.5 terabyte in here, and it uses USB or eSATA in order to connect to the computers. So this is a great thing. I use this all the time.
Subscribe to NextWaveDV, where filmmakers get educated.